when he doesn't want to feel like he's in trouble.
Right, Terry, whenever you're ready.
Yes, anonymous. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Can we have, roll call, please?
Terry Van Claveren,
Yeah. Present?
Ben McCoy,
Present.
Sherry Powell,
Present.
Derek Teichman,
Present.
Brett Jackson.
Present.
And Darren Rozell.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting that we had? I think most
I'll
of
make that.
Sherry made that motion? Got a second over there? I think.
Who made the second?
Yeah.
Terry, second.
Roll call.
Terry Van Claveren,
Yes.
Ben,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Derek,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
and Darren.
Yes.
Motion passes with 8 ayes.
Okay. Okay, the purpose of the meeting is asking for variance on property at 210 6th Street for the consideration of an accessory structure. Is the owner of that property here? Oh, there he is.
What's up, Terry?
How you doing, buddy?
Good,
Yeah. Okay, would you explain to the committee what your intentions are? I got one question, I want to ask him for Ryan, whatever. Are you aware that this is in the floodplain? People don't think about that. It comes clear up almost to my street, the floodplain, and for you to be able to do any building in it, you have to have it surveyed, and you have to go over through the requirements of the floodplain ordinance. It's gotta be of a certain height, and I just wondered if anybody even thought of that.
I don't think it's in the floodplain.
Yes, it is in the floodplain.
We could check.
Yeah, you can, check with the Corps of Engineers.
That's why our house is built up the way it is.
I built the garage at my grandparents' house.
There's a house down below me, I call it the high rise. They built it because the floor level of the house had to be above the elevation of the floodplain, which in the only way you can, build is it, the living flood, level's gotta be above the level of the floodplain.
He's not wanting to do a permanent structure per se. It's gonna be a carport with tornado style anchors in it. That's what he was looking for. So it's not like it's gonna be a dwelling or anything like
Nobody's
that.
looking at it.
Water should be able to flow through it if it's a carport. So it
Yeah.
shouldn't affect anybody's land or anything like that. It shouldn't move water onto a neighbor or anything.
But figured to bring before zoning just because it is an accessory structure without a residential dwelling on premise.
So this is just a vacant lot?
Yes,
Is, do you own the house next to it or anything?
No.
Is this,
just vacant.
this is
Sidewalk that
standing
way, yeah.
vacant lot?
It's right next to there's another empty lot right next to it that has like a 24 by 24 garage on it.
Yeah.
Because the house burnt down, now it's all that's left is a garage.
Yeah,
Have
Which
you talked to your neighbors about it?
only one of them.
Anybody object?
We sent out letters to a 250-foot radius.
Yeah.
Anybody who would be affected, line of sight, anything like that. And then invite them here. I think there's a few here though.
I live right on 204. The only concern I'm thinking of is the ditch back behind our properties. When it does rain and stuff, it does flood our backyards. Now, he's not gonna put any dirt extra to make it level there, is he? That's the only question, because I don't want to push more water into my shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna level that off there just to
Okay.
put the building on right.
As I mentioned to Ryan before, private talk, that, it does flood back there quite a bit.
Yeah.
So just as long as it's not dirt shoving the water back into our property more.
Yep.
Now, unless they put some type of drainage back there, I would not be opposed to that.
Oh,
Is there a drain right? I think there is a drain right there actually, but
It floods pretty bad. It does.
Pretty
I know, I'm
dangerous.
saying, I think like right in the middle there, underneath the power plant.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the
If
main
it
concern,
doesn't
is
work,
they sit there and it rocks back and forth when they work on it, and they gotta get a light excavator, or light bucket truck
Yeah,
out there.
we've
to
got
work there.
videos and pictures. They had to lay down boards and everything just to fix the light pole back there because of the lake. We
We're
call it,
working on the drainage
lake.
down there, just IMEG's doing a study on it. It's probably won't hear anything until next year on that.
Right.
So what's the purpose of construction?
Just for storage.
So it's gonna be open on both sides or all four
Well,
sides?
I hadn't decided yet, I'm just trying to get the approval to do it, I'd like to have a roll-up door on it, yeah.
Okay. So it'll be enclosed?
Yeah.
Now, if you did that, you'd probably put vents, you'd have to probably put some vents or something, so the water could flow through it if we ever had a bad flood, just kind of
Yeah,
like,
they make them ones that are at the bottom, you could put in, you know.
you just couldn't have it all sealed up where it's gonna raise the water up. It needs to flow through that area of the land.
I'm not gonna put concrete down or nothing like that, it's just gonna be on no inch, basically.
Just that hurricane hangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But it does get pretty bad back in there.
Brian, can you
Yeah, it was really bad back there a couple
Yeah.
weeks
do me a favor and
And it's
cite
more of a
the
flood from
code
the
section?
Just not,
storm,
don't
being
put drainage back there really. It's-
then from a river, yes.
Yeah.
That's residential.
Well,
That's residential.
like I can't.
Yeah.
Chop my grass back like 5-10 foot.
Sure, I built that garage.
Doesn't
That's my
sit there,
grandchild's
just
like
13 keeps rocking and that stuff pops out.
I put the mark on the
Section.
Yeah.
Do the race.
Yep.
I used to live catty corner in the White House across catty corner. On the stop sign,
The brick house.
the little brick front.
Yeah.
It's under permitted principal uses. Would it be on the east end, on the back
Yeah,
end
I
of the
put it
lot?
back there, ways back,
Like the depth of the garage?
like what?
Of the
depth
garage
garage
next
on the
door?
Next lot.
Yeah, right next to it.
So what's the approximate size you're thinking about?
24 by
That is
24, 30 by 30, whatever I can
From the
do.
property line, it has to be.
Was it 5 or 6 from the rear?
5, it's usually
Three
5,
inside?
5, I mean,
I'd say 10 off both ways, and then that wouldn't be an issue for what you said.
it's usually back easement 5, side easements are 5, fronts, whatever the line is for the houses.
Line side.
While we're talking about that, I did have a resident call in not be able to be here. She was worried about the drain in the backyard also. She just wanted to make sure it wasn't blocked or clogged or any added things.
Who's that?
Just something else I called.
A resident who called in and didn't make it.
I thought I was supposed to know who it was.
So the floor is just
I don't
gonna
care.
be, the floor is just gonna be gravel or something like that.
Nobody's yet.
Just build it up where it's not.
They said they wouldn't care what you do as long as it doesn't affect the drainage.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
I mean, do we want to be building storage structures on residential lots, or do we want?
That's my concern, because we have so many areas, I don't wanna get into something else here, throughout the town where storage is coming in. And it ends up, we got so many bad looking
Storage
areas in the community because they're being used for storage and everything, and that's why I have a tremendous concern about just this another storage building of things being set outside and scattered around and just another eyesore.
So I drove the streets there because I'm fairly new to Kelowna, and it is residential. It's house, house, house,
Yeah.
house, house.
Oh, yeah, that's residential.
So do you want a non-residential use of that land?
Well, that's basically what he's asking.
That's my concern, is that we're starting a precedent of, hey, you want to build storage in a residential area, knock your socks off. I don't know if that's the way I want to go.
What's the size of that? I don't even know. Is the lot big enough for a house?
60 foot wide, I think.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's not even a normal.
building house, didn't you?
I did originally when I bought it. I
No,
was
it's
gonna
big
build a
enough
house for my
for
grandparents.
It's the same, most of those lots are that width. Some of the lots on that street and on 7th are doubles. And people have built a bigger house or a bigger garage, but the majority of them seem to be all 60 foot wide, which is what that lot is.
Yeah, there's obviously a house there sometime or other, so.
I think there was 2 on that property one time.
Really, on that one?
Mhm. I think there's 2 properties.
I think there's one
That was
right
many
next
years
to it.
ago. I think one was drop cars, wasn't it? That was many years ago.
Many years ago, down in that area, there was a roller rink and a whole lot of things.
I've been told
We're just
that.
talking about that.
Really? I played roller hockey there. There's few Rosells probably ought to remember that. Maybe not you.
No, not for me. Yep, I remember that. There was a ball diamond down that way too.
Yeah.
Down by the Farnsworth house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not permanent though. It's not a permanent structure, you know what I'm saying? But I understand what you're saying with, I don't think he's making money off it. It's just to store some of his stuff, but.
The fact that it's not permanent doesn't actually change the character of it. I mean, that, you drive down that street, it's a
Yeah.
neighborhood street.
when you drive down the streets and look at some of the other shit in some of these yards, I think I'd be a little more worried about them than I am this.
I think that is a problem, but I think that's a different problem.
Ryan, what's your thought on it? What about the idea of, if it were into it, because I've talked to you about certain situations in this area before, about opening up a can of worms.
If it is.
Because if we would allow this, and somebody go by and see that, and they got lots of everything, we could have these all over town.
Yeah, I mean, if it's floodplain, I doubt anybody's gonna be knocking down the door to build a house.
Oh,
There's other empty lots down there that nobody wants to go through the hassle of building in a flood zone. It's vacant now. I don't have a say in it for
Well,
one.
that's just when you even coming up on Fifth Street or whatever, you got about 3 lots through there, and you'd think something would build on.
Them have been.
Them are
20 years.
floodplain.
Mhm.
But that's
Same
flood.
problem.
Yeah, same problem, them floodplain.
The floodplain doesn't make it unbuildable, it makes it,
No, but what it means, there's floodplain requirements
Yeah.
for it. You have to get it surveyed, you have to get a floor level established by a surveyor, and the living floor level has to be above
That flood level.
that flood level.
but it is
I was
buildable.
curious, and this is maybe something for the mayor, you ain't got anything to do, maybe you can do that. I thought about it back when I was mayor, for the fact of having it resurveyed, because I've lived here well, the Rosells have there too, for many, 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 many years. In them areas down there, there might be drainage, it used to be nothing but a cornfield, whatever, and they got tile run through it, and that's why you get this water drainage and everything down through there. But to have the Corps of Engineers come in and resurvey it and see if it still falls under them old guidelines that it is a floodplain. You could maybe move the floodplain back, or you could go back to nice normal building through them areas.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's, up on Fifth Street there's beautiful 2 or 3 lots there that they just mow.
There's all kinds of lots.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to tell you when the Corps of Engineers surveyed that. And there's been a dike put up back behind
7th Street.
since that survey, they took it years ago.
Yeah.
So
Would he have to get the Corps of Engineers approval to build structures?
that's where it's.
It's not a permanent
Right.
structure.
Not a permanent structure.
It's not permanent at all, so that's why I don't have a problem with it, because if he decides, say 5 years down the road, he's gonna sell it, the structure can come off the property and he can sell the lot. You know, if it had footings and it's gonna be a big deal, then I would probably say no, but it's not a stationary garage, it can be moved at any time. I don't have a problem with it.
And I think a new nice metal carport, putting stuff in would look better. I mean, it's his lot. He can throw all the stuff he wants on it, just sitting out there and look bad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Please don't.
I mean,
yeah, you're
well, I
right.
mean, and there's a lot of
Just
other,
looking on Google, that's what it looks like. There's stuff up and down the,
I mean,
I don't
there's,
know what it looks like live, but.
there's a lot of, we've all drove these city streets. There's a lot of other stuff that needs a carport in it.
Is there, other residents here in the area that's got any thoughts about
Don't bother
this?
us any.
Pardon?
I said, don't bother us any. We live in that split foyer down there on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Our only concern was the drainage.
That's the only concern is drainage. But not being a permanent structure and there's water that can flow through it and stuff, I don't see a problem with it.
Anybody else? It's, Ryan, do you know the Bourbons that live up a little ways up from them? Jim Bourbon? Yeah. You know, I just wondered, he's not doing real well, but, yeah. What their thoughts are. My concern, like I say, is would be the neighbors around it.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should.
You and the city council would have a problem with it if it wasn't permanent. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but if you had, that's,
We maintain a lot.
preference whether they wanna do it or not.
Well, he sent out 250 letters, but you didn't get any.
Well, it'd be 250-foot radius.
Radius.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's still
He's-
That's all cleaned up.
Terry, I don't know if you know, but
That's all
where my
cleaned up.
grandparents live, we're
I used to live, yeah, my kid lives there now.
I built that garage there.
Yeah.
And it's not in the floodplain, and the mark for the floodplain was on that telephone pole right out front of that garage. I had all that surveyed when I built
You know,
it.
there's probably been several things that's been beyond, within the floodplain and whatever, but that's the building inspector's responsibility.
No, I'm just saying,
Prior to even letting anything be built.
I'm just saying, if you wanna know where the floodplain mark is, it's on that post.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can set up a laser and shoot and check it easy.
I know when we bought our house, it was definitely in the floodplain and we had to have flood insurance. So
Yeah,
if you guys
yeah.
wanna resurvey.
Well, that's what I don't think is fair,
Fine,
because
yeah.
people that live down there, why having it resurveyed might bring it out of the floodplain, and you don't have to have that added insurance. I don't know that anybody's ever had a claim down there.
Right, I don't think so either.
I did that to my grandparents' house. It's not in the floodplain anymore. All I had to do was bring up the elevation of the dirt around the house, and it's out of the floodplain.
Cause if you do have a big enough lot, you could bring your house up out of the floodplain as long as you have the detention area to dig down. Like if I'm gonna build the
You
pad
might
of the house up.
Put
2
one
foot,
more block on the foundation or something like that, so
Just
that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
But you have to know, like he said, you have to know the elevation.
Yeah. I just don't think the flood comes into effect with this because it's not a permanent structure and it's just a flowable
Part I
carport.
don't know, I'd have to,
Yeah.
you'd have to look at the.
I could definitely put vents at the bottom.
Yeah, I just put vents at the bottom and then if you did have drainage problems, it's gonna come into your carport, but it's not gonna affect any of your neighbors.
So really, then we don't have any neighbors here that are against this.
Except this one, that.
She just wanna
the
make sure
drainage.
the drainage
And hers
is,
mainly was a concern.
Right,
The drainage, yep.
the drainage concern.
so I would say there's not a problem as far as,
We'll have to get a building permit for this then?
Yeah. And then if there is a problem, whatever, we throw it on Brian's table.
well, yeah,
Let me forward it, Terry.
Brian's, and then he can give it to Ryan. Ryan and Brian.
right, yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
Is there any thoughts from anybody else in
Does it still have to have the height requirement, even though it's not a permanent structure? Because I know there's like, even houses has a height requirement, can't go beyond.
It won't be over
Requirement
15 foot
restriction.
tall. You couldn't build a skyscraper there.
Right. No, I know,
No, that varies.
I know there's a height.
the? Yeah, because Ryan, he still would have to
It's a
go
four-story
through a
carport.
building inspector. to get
Oh, yeah,
permit.
yeah, they'll check it out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who's the building inspector now?
Kevin Cluck.
Oh, okay.
Any
our
other
owner,
more
chief
questions or
engineer.
comments from
Okay.
anybody?
One other question, are you gonna have power to the structure?
No.
Any other questions?
Oh, I hate to be the rookie. So I'm new. So I was reading chapter 5 this morning because I was really bored. And it talks about, I wasn't bored. It talks about the reasons to grant a variance. And it says you can grant a variance as long as it falls under these reasons. Can't say that I understand all the reasons, but are we granting it for one of these reasons? There's hardship or, you know.
I think there's a visual one in there, isn't there?
Well, it's reasons that you would say yes. And the example they give is, well, if somebody can't use the property unless they get a setback reduction, that's a hardship. They didn't create it. That's just the shape of the lot. So yeah, give them the setback because they need it to build whatever.
But is that more for permanent rather than,
This is just if you're gonna grant a variance. The variance here is building an accessory structure without a principal residence in an R1. That's the variance being asked for.
That's right.
And I'm trying to find out what's the hardship that would make us say, yeah, we are compelled to get the
I would
variance.
think there would need to be columns for permanent variance structures
Yeah.
or permanent and variance for temporary stuff that's not attached, I mean, it is attached to the lot, but it's not anything that can't be taken out.
right?
So the ordinance appears to be silent on
Yeah.
permanent versus,
Exactly, it probably doesn't have, it doesn't,
It
during
distinguishes-
it doesn't distinguish.
exactly.
You don't get rhythm because it's temporary.
Yeah.
I mean, But again, I do not claim to be an expert after my morning reading.
Well, I think the problem that I see is a can of worms that you open. You might have somebody that owns it, got a house here and owns there, and they've got a lot here, and they said, oh, I see where he got to build that. I think I'm gonna build one of them over here on my lot.
Right, the first one that gets
Empty
built
lot.
is beautiful,
Yeah,
and then it,
Yeah.
somebody says, well, I'm gonna build one and I'm gonna make it out of.
that's why I was wondering about any of the people living in the neighborhood.
But if you have an empty lot, like next to your house, you could combine the
Yes,
property, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, one,
I read that this morning as well. You can,
you have to
You don't
do it
even-
legally.
no, actually,
You don't have to
can-
do it legally.
it appears in Illinois, you can claim it's a zoning lot, and you don't have to go do surveys or do a legal description. My understanding is, if you own the property next to it, you could combine them for the purpose of the variance.
Yeah, but you
Again,
can combine them for tax purposes, right?
You could do it that way, but,
Yeah.
but the reading I did this morning said in Illinois, you don't have to do it that way. But he doesn't own the next
Yeah, no, I
lot.
understand.
He has no principal residence
Yeah.
to support the accessory building. And I can't find the hardship, unfortunately, on it.
Probably wouldn't apply anyway, would it? I don't know, maybe it would.
But it doesn't sound like anybody that's here has a complaint. And I would think if somebody had a complaint, they'd be here to express it.
But I'm not worried about this gentleman, I'm worried about someone 4 blocks
The next
over.
Well,
That's
the
gonna
next
use,
one, yeah.
his argument is, hey, you let Simon, forgot your name already, sorry.
Let me ask you this though, I mean, I'm in a different situation, I understand, but even if I own the house and a garage already, I mean, do I even need a permit to put up a carport?
If it's, yeah, an accessory structure, so if it's over 120 square feet, you're supposed to.
well, didn't somebody just put a garage up here off of 80? Did he have to get all that? I mean, that's permanent.
Well,
You're
this-
shaking your head.
That's a,
The real big one,
It's a bad
back there
deal.
past the Dairy Queen or by the,
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
That way, right there. It was, yeah, it's a double wide.
I'll just take that garage.
Exactly.
And I don't know that he came in front of us.
Nope, that one was not me, so I
Yeah.
can't speak on it.
Do we have any idea how many
That one
requests
should be
we've had on a situation similar to this? Nobody knows, right?
Well, I don't think, yeah, they
Nope.
haven't been,
I got it.
the planning or the zoning board hasn't been
you guys are
Enforced.
good eyes.
Couple years.
for a couple of
I
years.
should have grabbed the
How many vacant lots do we have in Kelowna where this, I mean, this is only like a vacant lot where there's nothing else. You're talking about if a bunch of people start building these, I mean, is there more than 12 vacant lots? That's if everybody decides to put a carport in it?
There's probably 30 in Stonebridge, right? I mean, there's.
Yeah.
People
Stonebridge-
start-
I would treat it as a case by case basis myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, and I think that's what you gotta do, because otherwise you're punishing him for what may or may not happen down the road.
Punishing is a pretty strong word. I'm saying we have an ordinance, it's a residential, it's meant for primary residences.
Well,
Right,
yeah,
and
you
then-
do your research, so
I
you're good.
try, I mean,
And you're 100% correct.
Yeah,
If we do get a permit and taxes out of it.
we won't get any,
More taxes.
I don't think the assessor is gonna raise the.
You,
I don't- I don't-
the property gonna increase much tax revenue, not on,
Right,
on a temporary
not.
building.
I mean,
I
I'd
don't
much
think the
rather,
tax assessor is gonna come in and reassess that.
I'd rather see infill be like what's in the neighborhood already. And what's in that neighborhood already are houses on 60-foot wide, tracts of land.
That's just like, all the way up to the end, where you go to the house on the corner next door to, Brock's place there. That wasn't built.
No, it was a manufactured home.
That was a manufactured home. It was brought in from Cambridge.
Yep.
It was brand new and everything, but they had it all set and everything, and it was all set in up above the floodplain level. That's why it was legal to do.
So I don't know if we're gonna get
Yeah.
any new data continuing to talk to.
Well, I sat there and watched them set it.
They did, it's
Sunk
pretty
it.
cool, wasn't it?
They brought in about 6 loads of rock.
Yeah,
The wheels kept.
yeah, they had to be raised up so
Yeah.
so that the living floor level was above the floodplain.
Terry, is there a motion that, I guess, based on conversation, is there any more facts that you guys want to glean, or you guys want to?
Well, I don't know if there's any more questions or comments or whatever. I guess we could just move forward, either entertain a motion, to grant the variance and vote on it.
I make a motion to grant.
I'll second
Motion by Sherry, second by Dan. Any other discussion?
Roll call.
All right, Terry Van Claveren,
No.
Ben McCoy,
Yes.
Sherry Powell,
Yes.
Jared Teichman,
Yes.
Brett Jackson.
No.
Darren Rozell.
Yes.
Motion passes with 4 ayes and 2 nays.
Okay. Is there anything else before the committee then this evening? I wish you the best of luck, really. But
Absolutely.
I think down the road, there's gonna be problems. Okay.
Looking
for adjournment?
Yes.
But I just know what I've done with all these areas. Hold it, you can't roll yet or you won't get your check. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so moved.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Your check's in the mail.
And then I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow night with bells on.